congrats on such an amazing movie. Why are Hunger Games fans going to love this prequel?
Because it kind of explores a little bit more deeply the world that we already know from the original trilogy. But now it's just a bit grittier and kind of less refined. I think the media spectacle of the Hunger Games hasn't quite been polished yet. So this story gives us a lot of clues of kind of the little seeds that get sown throughout that end up becoming the Panem that we know from the original movies. It's a, cool little origin.
There's just so much nostalgia behind this film. Like, what do you remember about watching the OG film? Were you Team Peeta, Team Gale?
I was Team Peeta. I feel like I've been talking about it a lot. I love Peeta. He's my favorite.
I was a little bit Team Gale, but it was mostly just because I thought that man was fine. So,
Totally. What do you remember about watching the OG film, though?
The key moments I always think about are when Katniss is like, Peeta, throw the weight so they know you're strong. And then he tosses it, and I'm like, yeah, strong boy. And also when Katniss shoots the arrow out of the dude's, was it his mouth? No, it was the pig's mouth.
Oh,
that was real cool.
Love.
I liked that part.
Yeah.
I remember like thinking when I was younger and I watched that like shooting a bow and arrow was like, she made it look like really easy because, you know, movies. And I remember being like, I should be an archer. I feel like I'd be pretty good at it.
Have you tried it?
I have, yeah, I'm really bad.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's very hard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very impressive.
It looks difficult, for sure. Tell me about your reaction to being cast in this film, knowing that it's such an iconic franchise. Like, how did you celebrate?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been, like, when something good happens to me, it takes a while for me to kind of comprehend that it's real. So I was like, you know, I got the call and I was like, dope, okay. But then I think it really hit me, and like the little me who was a huge fan of the books and the movies, like it was like, I don't know, when we started filming and I looked around and it felt like I was in Panem and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe this is my life.
We're kind of similar in that way. It took me a little while to process it too. It was I think the moment that I say was like when it really settled in for me was when I first walked into the arena. It was one of the first things I shot, and like the scope of like the vastness of that architecture was just so unbelievable. It kind of clued me into the caliber of what we were doing.
Yeah.
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 The movie was so incredible. I couldn't even get past it. But what was it like working with the one and only Viola Davis? She's such a pro. Did she give you guys any tips?
It was great. Did you have scenes with her at all?
I mean, I just had the one moment with her. There's a moment when they're all watching the games and I'm wanting Lucy Gray to get out and I say something to the crowd and she stares daggers at me and it was amazing. It was, yeah.
I mean, she's a incredible force of talent.
Yeah.
Like the first scene I filmed with her was at the Reaping, and she was all done up in the whole makeup. I didn't get to meet her before, so the first time I ever saw her was when she was like all done up and she came out and she's like, how tantalizing. Like she has that whole monologue, and I was just in my seat like, oh my goodness.
So
her presence is just, she's so good.
So good.
She's so good in like her character. I didn't even recognize her at first. I was like, oh my God, that's Viola Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So Hunger Games is known for its incredible fashion. How does this film kind of continue that legacy?
I mean, I think the way they approached this from an aesthetic standpoint is really interesting because they kind of had to take on the challenge of like, it's still in the future, like we're still in a dystopian future thing, but now it's 60 years before in a sort of period way, which I think it's like so much fun, like period future, and I kind of think they hit the nail on the head with it, and sort of like, created this whole new feeling world compared to the previous Capitol that we know.
Yeah. Did you guys have a favorite look?
I love the Capitol outfit.
They looked so
It's
good
really
in their
good.
skirts.
It's my
It was
favorite.
so cute.
I used to do twirls and just like play with my skirt off. It was great. I loved that thing.
I love that. Okay, now for you, Hunter, you've been on so many iconic franchises from Euphoria to Hunger Games, and now that filming has wrapped on that project, or this project, have you started on season 3 of Euphoria?
Not, we literally just got out of the strike. So I'm still getting in the loop. I'm excited to hear news when I hear it. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm really excited to get back to work with the homies on Euphoria.
So exciting. And Josh, you first met Rachel on West Side Story, and now you're back on set together. What was that like working together again?
It was great. I mean, it was an incredible source of comfort to have her with me, so far away from home. I think both of us really got a lot out of it. It was great to just kind of, explore another country with her and also do this, whole thing that was also such a grand undertaking for both of us. I think we've been very, very lucky in that we would have been able to do 2 of these together.
So cute. And this cast is pretty young. Did you guys hang out on this off screen? What was that like?
Yeah.
I mean, we were in Berlin, which has an incredible nightlife scene with techno, which is amazing, especially for letting off steam after work. Yeah, there was techno dancing nights, which was fun. What else did we do?
In pre-production it was when everybody had got their, all the tributes, and me and Tom had arrived at the same time, I know. And so we had, it was great. We got to do a bunch of dinners. Francis was really welcoming and tried to bring us out and, show us his favorite places because he'd filmed there before. It was a really cool experience, and I think everybody was really, thrilled to be a part of the world. We were all just very happy to be working, and I think because of that, we were all just very excited to be there and kind of explore and, do karaoke and stuff. So, yeah.
So fun. Well, congrats on this. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
And it was lovely meeting you.
Nice.